pass. Jeez. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna pitch those two. Jeez, we found that many squeeze. Sweet lord. That's awesome, though. I get to use these lootings for free. If we find an infestation, we have an army of zombies in a quick second. Souls was actually the right play. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know at the time, conspiracy. We weren't sure at the time. So let's get rid of this here. It could be a little bit later. Let's fire up the old shambling vent. Yeah, I guess I could have faithless looting again, but let's just get across that finish line, hopefully. Oh, he's not even interested in blocking? Okay. Alright. So where is this deck going in the future? For one, I'm going to get the OG classic infestations before you see me next, although they're not the cheapest. I think these are a little popular. Why? Just because there was a zombie deck that was being played not too long ago. Might still be a deck, which is cool. So what are some of the changes? So these are all proxied cards. We're going to go through them briefly. I did bring them up on the spoiler earlier in the stream, but for your benefit and so you can know what those cards are going to be in the future, I'm happy to do so. These are basically two. This is a playset. It's going to be, you're just going to chunk it into the mana base. And then tap lands I like to put in the ones pile. It's the vent. Oh, we're only running one vent? Yeah, maybe that's fine. I'd like to get a little bit more. I was running 2 or 3 in the new build. I don't know if we need the isolated chapel. I mean, sure, that makes us better against Burn, but I got a bunch of peace of minds. Alright, let's see. Shablin. If only you could run squeeze to it. I think we're going to maybe test 2 shambling events. Okay. And then when these do get into the curve, like Call is going to be on the 2. This is actually on the 2 as well. Absence Caller is also technically... This is standing in for Absence Judgment. So let's briefly talk about what these cards are standing in for. So, New Nahiri. New Nahiri looks like... where did I bring up the spoilers? I may have closed them. Thanks for voting, by the way. Looks like Lumberjack is still in the lead. Appreciate you guys voting. So Shadows over Innistrad. So what does a deck like Madness for Modern get after Shadows is released? There's a lot of different decks we get access to. Let me do this so I can actually read you guys loud and clear. What are some of the cards that we get? Pauperjack, pretty much. So, some of the cooler cards we get, this isn't really organized well, though, like the last spoiler was we were looking at. The other spoiler we looked at did a better job. I think it was Salvation spoiler. Madness. Okay, so let's go to white. So let's talk about Chaplain first. I think it's where we started last time, but I'm just going to briefly go over this. So what is Chaplain in the deck? What does he even do for the deck? So Near Hearth Chaplain. Let me zoom in a little. So Chaplain. What's so cool about Chaplain in a Madness deck like ours? You can kind of ignore the whole 3-1 for 4 mana. Most of the time he's just going to get pitched and he's just going to be an extra Lingering Soul effect. So 2 mana exile Chaplain from your graveyard, get 2/1/1 white spirit tokens with flying onto the battlefield. Cool. So, what does that do for our deck? Well, you'll see we're going to test, in the initial build I want to test 3 of that card. They're just to supplement the Lingering Souls plan. Obviously I just picked something that had the word Chaplain in it to proxy it. But yeah, we're going to run 3 Chaplains. The next card I'd like to talk about in the deck is in black. We're also getting a black card for the new deck. Yeah, it's one of the first cards. It's right. It's in B. So this one, Call the Bloodline, is the card. Sarah just says, so it's just a bad Lingering Souls. Yeah, it's nothing like the deck just wanted more of that effect. Like, Lingering Souls is definitely one of the mainstays of Madness, in my opinion. If you're going to play it in Modern, you want a playset of Souls. And because we want a playset of Souls, maybe we want a 5th Souls. I don't know if we're going to run, like, the 3 of that. Like, if you want the Lingering Souls effect in the deck so bad, I can imagine we would want more of that effect. Spawn Chaplain's not good at all. Please don't run it. So when you initially cast Souls, does that make it bad? Yeah, it's basically just the initial casting of Lingering Souls, Burnt Glass. Where's Tybalt's? He's probably never going to run Tybalt. Like, we want to discard specific cards. Like Infestation, Peace of Mind, Liliana, and the new card we're running, this one right here. What do all these cards have in common? They let you discard specific cards. They're not random. No offense to Tybalt, but the fact, if he wasn't at random, I think you could totally see him in this deck. The problem is that he's at random. How about the black enchantment that kills creatures for 1 black, discard mill? Which one? What's the name? Why not just run Monster and Dakmore? That's probably a different deck, Smoker. That deck would be green. It would want it would want also that deck would also want to be like a Conflagrate / Life from the Loam build, Smoker. You're welcome to build it though. I think that'd be cool. I'm interested in finishing this Mardudu deck though. Burnt Glass is just jelly. Anyway, so Call the Bloodline. So this is another mana enabler for us. Also relatively cheap. It's only 1 mana. So we discard a card, get a 1/1 black vampire with lifelink. If this didn't have the lifelink, I don't think it'd be good enough. It was just making a 1/1. So that's what the call to the that's what these are representing. The call to the Conclave. Those are representing that particular card. The Abyssin's Callers are representing. So let's just put the cards into the deck as we find them, where they curve on the deck. This is another 3 mana because we're going to discard it. Lingering Souls is on the 2s. This is just another Madness Enabler. This goes in the same pile as the Peace of Minds and the Zombies. Because I didn't really want to be running a playset of Peace of Mind anyway, so Call the Conclave is kind of the midpoint between Infestation and Peace of Mind. It's giving us tokens, but those tokens have lifelinks, so pretty excited about that for the deck. What else does this deck get? We get another Planeswalker. Let's talk about the Judgment first. This is actually here on the curve. The Judgments. Let's talk about the new Madness card we're getting for this deck, which is really cool. It's in red. It's called Abyssin's Judgment. About the card that puts 3/3 on the battlefield for 3 multiple times from the graveyard instead of 2 1/1s. Partrap, you're referring to the Retrace card. You need to have Life from the Loam, Partrap. What about the card that puts 8/3? Aren't you thinking about... Alright, so Abyssin's Judgment, this is the new card we get from red. So Madness X... might be easier to read if I just do that, but I wanted you to see the art. But so the text is, of course, it's got a Madness for X, so of course, it's kind of like an overcosted Fork Bolt if you don't have Madness, but honestly the deck, hopefully 90% or more of the time will have a Madness engine, otherwise it's not going to work anyway. So what we get to do with this deck when you Madness it is we get to deal X as we choose to divide through players and creatures. So this kind of gives our deck what this deck needs. Like, for example, the previous deck you saw, it really wanted a Conflagrate. Well, Conflagrate's only going to work in a Life from the Loam Madness deck. So if we're going to be a non-green Madness Life from the Loam Zombie Infestation deck, I think the deck is really going to want... something like this, an effect like this. I don't know how many we're going to run. I'm going to try to get my hands on 2 or 3 of that card. So that's where that card stacks up in the deck. The last card we haven't touched on that I really am excited about the deck and might even run 2 of, it gives us another Planeswalker besides Liliana that enables Madness. So this is in multicolor. Or let's search for white. It should be there. No, it should have a section for multicolor. There we go, multi. So, new Nahiri. What's so cool about new Nahiri? Why are we super excited about this? Deck also could run in Anguished Unmaking. So, what are we so excited about new Nahiri for? I'm pretty excited about her, actually, for this deck in particular. I don't know if she's going to do much work outside of something like this, but we'll see. New modern staple, Warp Devotion. Run Sinister Concoction. Stitched Mangler. Just run Hakan. I'd love Hakan. I like Hakan a lot, Partrap. So what's so relevant about Nahiri? Well, it's her +2. So we may discard a card if you do draw a card. So basically she pluses, just like Lily does, for Madness. Her other abilities are also relevant. I mean, we wouldn't run her just as a Planeswalker to +2 to enable madness. She also lets us exile enchantments or tapped artifacts and creatures. And her ultimate's okay. I mean, I'm interested in her +2 ability, and I'm interested in her -2 ability. I'm not really thinking about her ultimate, but let's read it here. So, what would that even do for us? It would get us a Gurmag Angler, I suppose. Styria says run it with nameless inversions. If you were going to run Hakan, you would. But yeah, like Nahiri is another card that this deck would get. So that's what all the sub cards are. So the Nahiri, the Call, the Avacons, and the Chaplains, that's what those cards are standing for. We can't play this deck until Shadows comes out. But I'm going to change gears completely, though, for a moment. I'm actually really in the mood to play a little bit of Legacy. That may be a little bit random, but I just forgot we have Grixis End of the Mystics. That's 2-2 in the Legacy League, and let's finish. This is just a little treat for those of you who stuck around. Even though we thought we were doing Pauper today, we ended up doing Modern, and now I'm throwing it into the Legacy. That's for you guys. That's for those of you who stuck with us. I know Pauper's not normally what I stream, but speaking of which, I think Lumbum Path won. Run Vengeant. I think I'm already running Vengeant. Hermione say it's just an excuse to run Batterskull. I think the deck also might run a Batterskull. Was it Madness of the Mind also running a sideboard Batterskull? I thought I was. Wasn't I? No, I'm not. But maybe we should be. Seems grindy. I don't know if we need the Zealous Persecution if I have the Avacons. Yeah, we can sideboard a Batterskull. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not even sure about Sorin. We're borrowing the Sorin. You asked if we've used a Johnny? I haven't cast him yet. He's sitting in the sideboard. Did I stream Pauper? I did. I still am, technically. Oops, I left off the R. It's a bat skull. Oh, it's a Battler skull. Why is there a random L in there? Jeez. Maybe it's bedtime. Realizing that it's bedtime right before I'm about to go into a Legacy match is not a good thing. That's not where you want to be. Damn, I missed it, says Basic Swamp. No, you didn't. I just haven't we haven't joined. I was still testing the deck. We still haven't joined the league, but that's the deck that won. If you want to vote, it's deckpoll. The vote's still out, so I mean, I am inevitably going to play Pauper tonight. It's just I wasn't sure about the build of Lumberjack that we've gone with. I think the Penumbras though are really grindy. Let's just maybe stick with the Penumbra build, and we'll see if the Oasis ever gets used. Or not that it gets used. Let's see if it even gets sideboarded in. You know. She only gives the artifact haste, so Batterskull wouldn't be great, or if I read her wrong. Oh, I don't care about it having haste. I would just want a Batterskull. I think her ultimate's moot. I think you would want her in a Madness deck for her plus ability to enable Madness and draw you cards, and I think you would want her minus ability occasionally. I don't think we're ever going to use her ultimate, Asfrat. Alfrat? There's no S in your name. Alferret, and Sajiro, I don't think we're ever going to use anything other than her plus ability. Would I keep this? It's a Ponder hand. Other than that, it's pretty terrible. It's got a bunch of tombs and just a bunch of nothing. It's mulligan. This hand seems slightly better. I feel like the 5 is just going to be nothing. Let's at least also get him spread a lot. Did I hear Pauper? You did. Yeah, her ult works for the deck. I don't know if I'm interested. True in land, even though I scribed one to the bottom. Okay. I get it, deck. I get it. I understand. You're frustrated with me, aren't you? I guess you lead Misty. Yeah, I guess you lead Misty, so you go. Gives the least information about us, and also doesn't get hit by Wasteland yet. I vote for Lumberjack in any format he's legal. Oh, Jace. Okay. So maybe Reanimator. Oops, I meant to upkeep that. Good lord. That's not where I want to be. I'm trying to upkeep stuff. I guess I turned off a lot of